y'all see it right there. It's a 68 convertible. For some of y'all that may be new to the channel, another quick introduction for this car. I had started working on it about 2 months ago or so. I haven't uploaded anything on the car yet. The car was originally at my buddy's house. This is my buddy's car, Big Augie. Shout out to Big Augie. We had conflicting schedules, so I just went ahead and brought it to the house, and we're gonna wrap it up over here. So what we've done so far on the car is we sat the engine in, we got the transmission in. This is a cammed LS engine. It's fully built. It has best of the best of everything. It's a hot engine. So right behind it we got a 6L80 transmission. They did need some tunnel work to be able to fit that. We got the headers installed. We painted the engine bay a little bit before putting it in the engine. We got all the accessories drive installed, intake. I already wired up all the engine. The engine is completely wired up. I rewired the whole car, which I still need to go through. That's pretty much where I left off before I brought the car here. We got a few other stuff done. Now it's just time to button up everything, get everything nice and presentable, and finish it up. So here is the engine harness. It is made by PSIconversions.com right there. This is a really nice engine harness, and like I said, the whole engine is already wired, and the computer is going to be inside the cabin here, somewhere down here. We have an American Auto wire harness, which I would recommend if you're going to do an LS swap or you're actually planning on keeping the car. That's the best wire harness. We're going to be doing digital Dakota on here. We're going to end up raptoring the floor, putting new carpet and all that. There's a ton of work that was needed to fit the 6L80. It's a really tall transmission. We have a True Cool transmission cooler. These 6L80s hate heat. They don't take to heat very well at all, so you have to have a really nice transmission cooler. And I have this one on my car, and it dramatically improved the cooling on the transmission. So it cooled, I want to say, without exaggerating, at least 50 degrees less. So it really saves your transmission. So here is the American Auto wire harness that we already installed, and there is the part number. It's 510372. This is 66 through 68. There's a lot of differences between the years, and a lot of stuff that is needed and not needed between those years. So the 68 is very unique as far as wiring goes and just parts. It's unique to the 67, which it's most similar to, and definitely unique to the 65 and 66. They made a lot of changes in 68. But anyways, we got that down. I'm gonna button up the wire harness, and we're gonna get this thing going. So today's project, we're gonna be installing this radiator. This is a DeWitt's radiator. This is top of the line stuff. My buddy didn't spare any expense when buying parts. This is a DeWitt's. This is for the LS swap on a 68. There's not a lot of direct parts for the 68, but this is one of them, and this thing is nice. It's really nice. Again, it's a DeWitt's, and as you can see, it has a dual spall fan setup. Pretty much the best fans you can buy. And this is the part number here. It's 3139016A. This is again direct for the 68 Impala. Today I'm going to be running the custom lines from the transmission to the radiator. So that's today's project here. So let me bring y'all back when we get a little closer. Well, there's the radiator. It was direct fit, just like it was as advertised. And you can see it's really close to the engine, but nothing's in the way. It's perfect. That thing fits nice. That was almost too easy. And it even has the connection for the steam pipe here, which you'll need on the LS swaps. Fit right on there. Perfect. So now I'm gonna go ahead and lift the car up and then start on the transmission lines. All right, so here is the transmission cooler lines. This is a kit for a 6L80. Everything is custom made, custom length. You cut them to whatever length you want, and it comes with the full AN fittings. And this one goes direct to the transmission. So these go to the radiator. It's pretty much the exact same setup that I have in the red car, and it works really well. So I'm gonna get under there, install this one. I'll bring y'all back and I'll run you through the install. All right, so here's the transmission cooler. Again, this is the True Cool oil coolers. This is pretty much top of the line, best transmission cooler you can buy. I'm running it in my Impala and I love it. It cooled my transmission on an average of 50 degrees, which is very significant. So we got the radiator in, and the transmission cooler is going to be mounted right here in front of the radiator. And then I'll show you how and where I'm running the lines, custom lines to the transmission. Okay, so I'm test fitting the cooler here. It goes in front of the radiator. It would be much easier to install it right here. It would be way easier, and it would perform and do its job, but I don't like it. Those of y'all that know me, I'm really picky about having things looking nice and neat. So I want that sucker about right there. So this is a spacer between the radiator and the core support. That's pretty much where it's sitting right now. It's sitting right on the spacer. So the inlet and outlet are on the bottom of the radiator. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a hole saw and I'm gonna cut 2 holes on the bottom on each side. And then I'm gonna run the lines through the bottom of the spacer. So let me show y'all the inlet and the outlet. So here's the spacer here in the bottom. Here's the inlet and outlet on the cooler. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the hole saw and make a hole here and right over here, so I can run my lines right through there, and it'll be nice and neat and tucked in away, so you won't see the lines on the bottom either. All right, so I got the hole saw. Both of them are cut now on the very bottom. That's exactly what I wanted. And now I can mount the True Cool to the spacer here. So these are some of the brackets that the True Cool comes with. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run this one here like so. And then right here I'm gonna bend it up and then bolt it onto here. So the bend is gonna be about right here. I'm gonna bend it up 90-degree angle, and then use this hole and then bolt it here to the side. All right guys, well there it is. Here's the True Cool mounted to the spacer. Here is the front side. And down here is the bottom. So now I'm gonna mount the radiator to it so you can check it out. All right, so we got our radiator mounted again. Everything's nice, bolted up. And we got the True Cool in. There it is. Feels exactly the way I wanted it. I am gonna trim these bolts. I'm gonna cut this off with the Dremel. I don't like the way they're sticking out like that. Let me show you the bottom. I had to go get 2 90-degree angle fittings for the bottom so I can run the transmission lines just up against the cooler on the bottom. Let me show them to you. All right, so here's the bottom of the radiator, and I still need to crimp the hydraulic lines, but I just wanted to show you how everything is ran. So here are the holes on the spacer itself. So I got this 90-degree fitting, and all I have to do now is get these crimped. But I had to install them first and then find the angle for this bend right here, so I can go ahead and crimp them. So I'm gonna crimp them exactly right there where it's at. And I did the same to the other side, as you can see. Straight down. So the reason I wanted the 90s is so the hose can run just straight. There won't be nothing in the way. There's no kind of funny bends in it. So here's the other side where they're coming out. They're both coming out right here, straight around the radiator, and then to the frame right here. So I have some clamps coming in the mail, which hold both of them together, and it has a bolt in the middle just to hold them to the frame. So there they are down the oil pan, and let me show you on the other side. So here they are on the bottom of the car.
So here's the billet piece that just goes straight into the transmission, and then you run the AM fittings just right to it. And these are the hoses. I had to run them up like that so they won't be in the way or touching the headers. And I'll give you a better view from the bottom. So here is the view directly under the car. I will be adding a clamp right there to that oil pan bolt to get this line a little bit more away from the header. And I had to move the knock sensor a little bit so the wire would get away from the header. These long tooth headers don't leave a lot of space down here. You got to work around them. But there they are. There are the transmission lines. Again, I will be running another clamp further down. That way they'll be nice and neat and tucked away. Right now, I didn't put the clamps in because I actually have to take the hoses back out so I can crimp the ones in the front. But that's pretty much how they will be ran. A little bit further away from the header right there. There's not a lot of clearance there, but once I clamp these away, they'll have plenty of space. So that's the kit for the 6080. Again, it was made to fit. They send you plenty of extra length. At about 15 feet or 20 feet. And I was able to make them, and I have some left over for the power steering lines. So that's a wrap for this part of this install. Everything turned out the way I wanted it to. So next up, we're going to be installing some low carb products. We have a 6080 transmission dipstick and the adjustable column arm linkage for the 6080. So I'm going to be documenting every last detail of what's left on this swap from now until we do a burnout in this thing. So I'm going to have some more lowrider content, some how-to videos, some swap content. So if you like what you're seeing, consider subscribing, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.